Hi guys, FM Campbell here, and welcome to episode number 10 of the Man United series. And before I get into any of the details about what's been going on since the last update, I want to ask you a quick question. I want to find out if you're happy with the current system that I'm doing regarding the updates. So I'm doing two a year, or two a season, where one's at the end of the August transfer window and one's at the end of the January transfer window. Now, would you like me to continue with that, or would you like me to start doing it monthly? So there'll be 12 episodes, obviously, a year, or just 12 months. And it might allow you to get a little bit more of the nitty-gritty details about what's been going on with the club, what I'm doing in regards to sort of tactics from team to team. Maybe include a couple more live episodes rather than just cup finals if we do reach them. So yeah, get your comments in below, and then majority vote of what people would prefer me to do with these updates. That's basically how we'll take it on board, if you like, and go with that in the future. So. Yeah, let me know in the comment section below. Also the same with the Start From The Bottom series. I've got a couple of episodes ready to come up now, but it is quite long-winded because there's so many games, and it would basically mean more regular content for you guys. That's the summary of it. So let me know what you think, put it in the comment section below, and we'll go from there. Now, to get into what's been going on, we'll go straight from the schedule. We left you was it the Everton game? Yeah, we drew 3-3. Yeah, so let's carry on what's been happening. So we're going into the league, and obviously we haven't started the league great. We lost our first game against Chelsea. We also lost the Community Shield to Southampton. We beat Arsenal 3-0, then we drew 3-0 with Everton. And then, as we carry on with the update, we lost 2-1 to Aston Villa. Chamberlain getting the only goal for us. So a very, very poor start. What is it? One win in 4. So yeah, we were doing pretty poor, but we then cracked on with the Champions League, and as you can see, Group C. Is it Group C? I'm sure we were Group C. Yeah, so we had Porto, Lille, and Apoel. Bit of a spoiler alert, by the way, if you saw what actually happened. But yeah, we played Lille and we won 1-0, and Lukaku scored for us, and Balanta was sent off. Then we returned to Premier League action and to winning ways in the league as well, where we beat Wigan 2-0, and Paul Pogba and Munir scoring. Then we started in the Capital One Cup in the third round. We managed to beat Bournemouth 3-0 comfortably. Munir with a goal, Chamberlain with a goal, and Tielemans with a goal. And then in the league, we went back to losing ways, and we lost 2-1 to Burnley at Old Trafford, which is absolutely ridiculous. We did play a weakened team. I say a weakened team, our weaker team. Andrew Robertson, the left back from Hull, scoring a goal, the consolation for us. Then we returned to Champions League, where we played Porto away, and we managed to steal a 1-0 win with Chamberlain getting the goal. Another loss in the Premier League against Norwich, this time away. No goal scorer at all, but Phil Jones was sent off. Then finally we started to bang the goals in. Swansea we beat 4-0. Lukaku, Raphael, Angel Di Maria, and an own goal. I think the own goal was by Chris Smalling. Oh yeah, here we go. Chris Smalling, who's previously played for us obviously, which is good. Then Apoel, we managed to beat them 5-0 in the Champions League. It was Munir, Romero, Chamberlain, Royce, and Phil Jones were the goals. Then we managed to beat our big rivals Man City at Old Trafford 3-2 in the Premier League. Rojo, Paul Pogba, and Chamberlain scoring, and it was Sergio Aguero and James Milner scoring for City. Then Burnley, we finally beat them after they beat us in the league in the Capital One Cup 4th round. Nice, comfortable 2-0 win. Munir with both the goals. Then we smashed West Ham 6-1 to continue our climb up the table. Lukaku with 4 goals, Chamberlain and Juan Mata. And I'm telling you now, if you need a striker, even if he's expensive, you have to get Lukaku on this game. And you'll see why very, very shortly. But he is an absolute tank. But anyway, Champions League, Apoel. Royce with a hat-trick and Varane scoring as a 4-0 victory away as well. So nice and comfortable in the Champions League. Then QPR we beat 3-1 away. So it was at Loftus Road, Royce, Mata and Januzaj with the goals. Then Tottenham we beat 4-0. Lukaku, as I mentioned, with a hat-trick, scoring 3, and Romero with a goal as well. And Royce was unfortunately injured in that game. Then after a nice string of wins, we drew 1-1 with Lille in the Champions League. Tielemans with a goal. And then we lost to Liverpool 3-1 away at Anfield. Raphael with the only consolation goal. But that set us up for a nice little run, as you can see. We then played Porto in the Champions League, where we battered them 6-0. Balanta with 2, Munir with 1, Royce with 1, Chamberlain and Januzaj. Then we smashed Regens 6-1, Lukaku with another hat-trick, Royce, Mata, and who was the other goal? It must have been an own goal. Yeah, Nathan Baker own goal, and Raphael Varane was sent off with 2 yellow cards. Then the Capital One Cup quarter-final. We beat West Ham 2-1. Oxlade-Chamberlain with a goal, Januzaj with a goal. And then we played S Tunis in the Club World Championship semi-final. Phil Jones scoring, Royce, Di Maria and Munir to make it 4-0. Then we played in the Club World Championship final against Cruz Azul, and we beat them 2-0 with Lukaku and Royce scoring for us. Then the Premier League, we had a nice string of Premier League games. We beat Huddersfield 3-1, Juan Mata with 2 and Munir with 1. And then we played Southampton. We beat them 2-1, Lukaku with 2 goals. Then Bournemouth we smashed 6-0, another 6-0 thriller. Well, we've had a couple of games where we scored 6 goals. There's 4 I can see on this screen. Munir with a hat-trick, Romero, Chamberlain and Tielemans. Then we beat Stoke 3-1 with Munir, Romero and Zuma scoring. Then Chelsea we beat 2-0 to carry on our climb up the table again. Lukaku with both the goals, Varane sent off and Raphael injured. Then the FA Cup in the 3rd round we finally entered. We got Millwall in the draw and we beat them 2-1. Tielemans and Januzaj with the goals. Then another 3-2 win over Arsenal in the Premier League, this time away at the Emirates. Lukaku with a goal and Juan Mata with 2. Then Everton we beat 2-1. I should probably actually get into the transfers, but I'll do that after. If you do see any players that you recognise, then that's why. But Munir scored both the goals. And then we played Arsenal in the Capital One Cup semi-final in the first leg, beating them 4-2 at Old Trafford. Lukaku with a hat-trick and Mata as well. Then the FA Cup, we managed to beat Bournemouth 2-0 in the 4th round, Munir with both the goals. And then with a return leg in the semi-final second leg of the Capital One Cup, Arsenal, we beat them 3-2. Lukaku with 2 goals and Juan Mata with a goal. And then finally, we played Burnley again and we drew with them. So we didn't actually beat them at all in the league, drawing 1-1 and Lukaku scored in that. Now the FA Cup, the 5th round, as you can see, we've drawn Middlesbrough. And in the Champions League, we've drawn Schalke, or Gelsenkirchen, but the Schalke. And the first knockout round looks a little bit like this. So it's Benfica against Barcelona, Arsenal against Sporting, Porto, Dortmund, Real Madrid, Liverpool, Schalke against ourselves, Atletico, Dynamo Kiev, Bayern Munich, Zenit, again, and then PSG against Juventus. So a couple of big teams could be knocked out, with the PSG Juventus one, the one that stands out. Liverpool are very good on this game, and Real Madrid, Liverpool, that could be quite a good one. Probably looking at Bayern beat Zenit. Atletico should beat Dynamo Kiev. You would be safe favourites with Real Madrid for the Liverpool game. Porto Dortmund is pretty equal. Maybe Dortmund will edge it. Arsenal will beat Sporting, and surely Barcelona will beat Benfica. So that's that. Look at the Premier League. We're currently sat 3rd with 2 games in hand, obviously because we were playing in the Club World Championship. We are 10 points behind, but like I said, we are playing. We do have 2 games in hand, so if we can win both of them, it will only be 4 points. But we will slowly catch them after our poor start at the beginning of the season. We do have to play the teams around us as well a couple of times, which is they're just going to be 6-pointers. But look at this, as I said, Lukaku is bossing the top goal scorers by 4 goals with 22, and also the average rating is 7.92, and then Juan Mata also in there as well. As assists, Royce is joint top with 3 others: Bernard, Coutinho, Cuadrado and Royce himself, all with 10 assists. Man of the matches obviously would be Lukaku, who's got 6. Varane is awkwardly the highest with red cards, which isn't great. But yeah, with rotation, we're never going to hit appearances. But I'm quite happy with the way it's picked up. I was a bit disappointed with the beginning of the season. So let's get into the transfers now. So this will be since the 1st. Obviously, we had a couple of players join us on a free. We had Cristiano Baraghi, who's going to be, I'm going to try and make some money on him. He's currently on loan at Roma, which I'll explain shortly. But yeah, you see his value's already gone up. Signed him on a free. He could actually be good backup left back, I guess, but I do like Andrew Robson that we currently have there. Alfred Duncan, you may recognise this guy from FM13, was a very, very good player. Currently on loan at Burnley, centre midfielder. Also signed him on a free. Probably just going to be a moneymaker as well. Ruben Neves, he finally joined. Obviously, we've already made the bid for him for the beginning of the season. I don't know if that was already in there, but yeah, 17 million, so we splashed a little bit of money on him. But he's going to be a very, very good player, and hopefully I can sort of transition him in to be a Blint replacement, or that's if we don't decide to buy Blint. Going forward, we then is the date? Is this in date order? Is that in date order? No, that would have been last season, I'm sure. Hold on, the 1st of 17th, 2017. So yeah. So we've already made these signings then. So I'm repeating signings. Yeah, I was wondering that. I thought I told you about Ruben Neves at the beginning of the season. Anyway, my mistake. Let's go back into it. So Adam Campbell, we signed for £1 million. Apologies for that. Signed for £1 million. He was on the transfer list. 22 years old, English. He's got a couple of places where he needs some work, but for £1 million, we can make some money on him in the future. Baz Creepers, also going to be someone I'm going to try and make some money on. 925k. His value is already over double that. So yeah, let's try and make some money on him in the future. And I tweeted about this the other day. There's been a very, very awkward bit of business. I bought Raheem Sterling for 49.5 million. This was his release clause at Liverpool, but he is so good, and he wanted to join me. Liverpool were forced to accept the offer, as you know, because it is a release clause. But yeah, he's probably going to be in the long term our first choice right winger. I've got a couple of ideas of what I'm going to do with the front three now. Our problem is the left hand side, because Sterling's come in, that means Royce will probably move over, and I'll explain why that is in a second. So if we have a look at the transfers going out, so on the 7th of January we sold Angel Di Maria. Because he was just getting a little bit inconsistent, and PSG coming in for an offer with him, and to be honest with you, I couldn't turn it down. This is straight up front, 38 million they offered, and I tell you, it was 30, and I counted it with 40, and they come back with 38. Excuse me. So I know he's only 28, but he's on so much money. Well, he was on so much money. He was moaning about contract, and he was getting a little bit inconsistent. As you can see, since he signed for them, I know it's only been a month, but 6.94 average rating. It's not the best. Player form, I don't know what it would be like. Let's have a look at him when he was with us. I mean, it's not too bad, 7.36, but that's with players in a team that are performing much better than him. So yeah, I mean, the plan was to try and break Januzaj through, but I didn't want to sell Royce and Di Maria because Pogba's got a bit of a current situation where he tends to moan about everything. But he didn't moan about Di Maria leaving, but I think if Royce was to leave at the same time, he probably would have moaned. But yeah, so Di Maria went for 38 million to make us a little bit of money. Jesse's now gone out on loan, hopefully going to get his value skyrocketing back up, because I've seen in other saves and other people's saves and friends' saves where he's like worth like 20-30 million at least. So hopefully we can get his value back up. He's currently on loan at Sevilla. David Santon we let go, excuse me, for 10 million after signing him for 3.6. So we made a nice sort of half decent profit there. But he was just sat in the team, not doing anything. He was sort of playing for the reserves every now and then, transitioning into the team when I could, just to sort of keep his value at sort of like a decent level. But I just thought, sod it, get rid of him. He's sort of wasted money at the moment. Especially we've got Robertson and Shaw on the left, and then we have Raphael and who's on the right? Raphael and Jenkinson, sorry. Completely forgot there. Yeah, so Lingard also went out on loan. I recalled a couple of loans because they weren't playing enough, or they weren't playing in the agreed positions. So as Lingard's gone to Hull, Paredes has gone to Panathinaikos, Wilkeen to Millwall, Baz Keeper's gone to Sparta, Zivkovic we've let go on loan to Newcastle. I actually had quite a few offers coming for Zivkovic, but because we've got Munir, Lukaku, and I think we've got James Wilson at the moment back at the club as well. Yeah, so Lukaku, Munir and James Wilson. Zivkovic was starting to moan a little bit about first team football, and I know James Wilson will be happy to come in and be the third choice. Lukaku and Munir do rotate, but it's predominantly Lukaku who's my first choice. But yeah, so I decided to let Zivkovic go on loan. I'd like to obviously keep him because he's going to be a very, very good player. But if a team comes in for an offer for like 40 million plus for him, you can't not let him go. We tried to sell Jenkinson, so that's why I recalled Darryl Clark, our regen. and to be back up. But fortunately we couldn't sell, no one would sell him or loan him at least. So I agreed to let Darryl Clark go back out on loan. Adam Campbell, since Jordan was on a free, also went out on loan, and I released Guillermo Varela because he was winding me right up. I was trying to send him out to clubs, but he still wanted me to pay some of his wages and all this stuff, and it was just worked out cheaper to do a termination of his contract. So I agreed to do so yesterday in the game, and obviously there's been no interest in him since. But yeah, it was quite hard to get interested in him at all, really. So yeah, competitions wise, as you know, we have Schalke in the knockout stages of the Champions League. We're third in the table currently in the Premier League. We won the Club World Championship. We won the Super Cup at the beginning of the season. FA Cup, we have Borough at home. Capital One Cup, we've reached the final. Probably should have mentioned that, but yeah, reached the final. We've got Aston Villa. So I'll probably do that as a live episode, so that will be coming up relatively shortly, probably sort of a day or two. But yeah, that's what's been going on. Looking at the facilities. Now, obviously you can see we've got quite a bit of money to play with, so I thought, do you know what, I'm going to start to get the club to spend wisely. I'm not too bothered if they lower my budget or up my budget at the moment, because my sole concentration next is going to be to sort of get some regens in, to start selling these players. Look at our under-21s, this is ridiculous. To start getting rid of these players and try and finally make some profit on a lot of them, get them sold and sent out, and then hopefully we can look at making a little bit of money. So yeah, my sole concentration would be regens and trying to get some regens in from all around the world, and try and build like a good under-18s team, and then sort of try and slowly bring them into the first team. And obviously that's a great way to make money. So spoke to the board about spending money elsewhere, as I said. Affiliated club, we've obviously been and got. Training facilities are now upgraded. That's due to be finished on the 19th of October in 2017, so 8 months away-ish. Same with the youth facilities, also due to be finished on the same day. We've then got another affiliate club around the world, and we're actually expanding the stadium. I think we're planning to expand it by, I think it's 11,000 seats. We're obviously getting sellouts every single week, as Man United kind of always do. There's quite a big club. I say quite a big club. They're one of the biggest in the world, but I'm not gonna. It's not even bragging. It's just generally true. So yeah, our affiliated clubs. I forget how to get to your bloody affiliates. I generally forget how to get there. Where are our affiliate clubs? There we go. So our affiliate clubs, we've currently got Antwerp in Belgium, Deportivo Brazil in Brazil, ironically. Fluminense also in Brazil. We've got Montreal Impact in the States and 20 in Holland. I'd like to break into Asia next, so hopefully I'm going to try and get another affiliate or 2 or 3, as many as I can, to keep the rapport going around the world. But yeah, the club itself and the squad itself, we're not having too many problems. We're still having problems with Paul Pogba. He's currently happy though at the moment, which is good. But as soon as Paul Pogba's unhappy, it seems that the whole team's unhappy. So Pogba is a bit of an issue sometimes, but you kind of get through it, and you can't deny that he's an awesome player, so you can't not have him at your club. Weirdly, Strootman is obviously one of our better players, but according to my assistant, he's only 2.5 star, which is a little bit weird because he's an awesome player. But yeah, Daley Blind is still at the club. Hopefully going to look to sell him in the future. He is only covered for Strootman. I do rotate him. I do get him games. He does play. He's played 17 times already this season. So, but yeah, like I said, I'll probably look to sell in the near future and hopefully get a cover, like a deep line playmaker, to cover for Strootman. Matt, I'll probably look to sell as well very, very soon because he is getting old. He's 28 years old. He's on 140 grand a week. He's only got a year left on his contract. So come the summer, we might let him go depending on what sort of offers we can get for him. Plus with some of the youngsters that are about that can come in, it'd just be probably good for him. The plan with the front 3 of the midfield, on the left hand side obviously we've got Januzaj or Royce. On the right hand side at the minute we have Sterling or Chamberlain, and in the middle we have Mata or Tielemans, who play in the 10 role. Obviously with Mata going, Tielemans I'd like to into be the #1 choice, but he's not quite good enough yet. So I might try and invest in a youngster around the world. That might be where I spend most of my money. But I would like, for the right-hand side, to get Adama Traore rotating into the first team, because he does look quite a good player. And just see what we've got. I mean, 17 million, he's never even played for me, I don't think. Wait, no, he's never played for me. But he's worth 17 million already, so he must be doing something right. But yeah, there's a couple of players that we'll probably look to sell on now. There's a couple of players that are flops. Leonardo Bittencourt, you may remember we bought him the first season. I think we spent quite a bit of money on him as well. Well, 8.75 million, it's not too bad, but yeah. What is his 12.25? Maybe try and sell him in the near future. I'd like to get about 20 million for him, really, so maybe we'll hold out. But there's a lot of players in here that we'll probably look to start letting go. Old Cheek's another one to consider. But yeah, we've got a massive amount of players out on loan. Look, all basically, we've got what, 6 goalkeepers, 3 right backs, 4 left backs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 centre backs, a defensive midfielder, 1 left midfielder. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 centre midfielders, 4, blimey, 6 right wingers, 3 left wingers, 5 attacking centre midfielders, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 strikers. So yeah, there are a hell of a lot of players in the reserve, so I'm going to try and look to start selling these. Under 18s, pretty small to be fair. We've got a nice regen here in Alessandro Sargalini, who we bought in relatively cheap, 1.7 million. We've got great potential, so hopefully maybe he could be our backup instead of Zivkovic if he goes. So let's wait and see, because he is a star, 1-star ability already, but he's only 16, so let's see what happens. But yeah, I think that's pretty much everything that you need to be updated with. You know about the facilities, the staff. I'm trying to remember if anything was done in this update. This is where the advantage of a monthly update would be good, because I could literally update you on the smallest things. But yeah, thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Like I said, the next episode is likely going to be a live episode, which is the Capital One Cup final against Aston Villa. So stay tuned for that. That will be up very, very shortly. There'll also be episodes coming up for the Starting from the Bottom series with Western Supermare. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next episode. Cheers, guys.